I have a theory. In a world that moves at 1,000,000 miles per hour, maybe slowing down and just playing the damn game is exactly what we need. Alright, so it's time to test my theory on whether just playing Pokemon games how they're made to be played is going to be a more enjoyable experience compared to playing on an emulator, using fast forward, adding all sorts of challenges, etc. So yeah, for our first run through, we're going to be going with my, original copy of Pokemon Ruby, and this is also my original Game Boy. So you can see this thing has seen some things. A lot of memories with this thing. I remember I used to have this like carrying case, and I strapped it onto my belt loop, and I just thought I felt so cool. It almost felt like I had a Pokédex on me at all times, just like Ash did. So, but I just have a lot of good memories with this thing, mainly just playing Pokemon Ruby. Honestly, this game, I don't have my old save file. Obviously, I'm playing on the same cartridge I played with as a kid. I wish I did have my old save file, but when I was a bit younger, things like that didn't matter as much to me. So pretty much on all my save files, I've gone through and started them over without transferring over any Pokemon or anything like that. So, but yeah, a lot of memories on this game. Specifically, I mean, this would have been my first game I had ever played. So, an interesting thing is that I actually don't know if I've ever finished a Gen 3 game. I played them, I'm pretty much an expert on the first 3 to 4 gems, and then I just kind of lose interest. Same thing trying to play through Omega Ruby. I always wish I would, and that's why one of the reasons I want to do this and just commit to it. I want to play through these games and experiencing them kind of for the first time again. So we're gonna set our clock. Right now it is 3:02 in the afternoon. Really, I should be working on stuff for one of my classes, but instead we're playing Pokemon. So, part of the experience. Prioritizing playing Pokemon over doing schoolwork, so check my PC, get that potion out for her. So, I don't know where I left off. I got a phone call, but basically, yeah, I have a lot of. I think I was talking about my memories with this game, and how it was the first Pokemon game I ever had. I think of playing this with my brother. He had Soul Silver. I remember that was his game that he played a lot. And I had Ruby. I had my Game Boy turn this down just a little bit. So, but I have my Game Boy. I remember also having Pokemon Diamond. That was one of my first games. But really, yeah, it was this one. And you know, I don't want to spoil who I choose as my starter, but yeah, Torchic was my first choice, and so this is actually my second time filming this. You might have seen that I uploaded a silent version, and I really just decided I wanted to throw some commentary, and so I decided to restart the recording, and I'm gonna re-upload this first episode. But in the first recording, I wanted to go with Trico because I think Sceptile looks super cool. I think Grovyle looks super cool. I'm not a big Mudkip guy. I think at some point I did choose Mudkip, but it's really between these two, Torchic and Trico. And so what I decided is that I'm going to change my mind. And I went Trico the first time. I'm going to go Torchic this time, I think, because I really do like Trico. I like Grovyle. I like Sceptile. But what puts it over the top is I want to use Mega Grovyle. And so you might be saying, well, this is on a Game Boy, there's no Mega. But at some point I do want to run the Omega Ruby, and I think at that point I will choose Trico. But for now, we're going to go with Torchic. We're going to go with the one that I chose when I was probably, I don't know, when did these games release? Hey Alexa, when did Pokemon Ruby release?
Pokemon Ruby version was released on March 18, 2003, and it is available on Gameboy Advance.
Okay, so that didn't help because I was also released in 2003. So I actually don't know when I got this, but probably when I was, 5 or 6. So we're gonna go with Torchic, and he's gonna see if I wanna. I'm gonna get my Torchic. He's gonna see if I want to nickname him, and I know a lot of people are big nicknamers. I'm not a big nicknamer, but I do like to nickname my starter. So I like Teddy the Torchic. Like Teddy Roosevelt. I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater. Those are two very different people, but I remember my Torchic evolving into Combuskin, and I didn't know that he was going to become a fighting type, and so when he learned Double Kick, that just blew my mind. I mean, it was incredible. Something that I think I'm going to do, this might take me a minute. So, in order to show what my current team is, I thought it'd be cool to have cards out in front of me. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try. And so, but I really, you might be able to tell. I'm just going to be looking through. So let me do that on camera. But you might be able to tell that I have an interest in recognizing the ways that things have kind of fell off track, and maybe trying to put my effort out there to try and get them back on track. And so one of the ways that I was thinking through that is just how unfortunate it is watching videos about the TCG these days, and everything's about monetary value. Everything's about, can I make profit opening these packs? And man, that's just never been the point. You know, like, the point has been to catch them all, or to collect the cards that you think are really cool, to trade with your friends that you never pull. That, if you think about it, you got a secret rare that has the same chances of coming out as any other secret rare, but because it's a Charizard, it's going to be worth more, and it's going to be less accessible. The packs that have the Charizard are going to be more expensive. We're looking at that right now with the 151 set. Alright, we're going with that for now. And let's get back into the gameplay, because that's what I hope you're here for. But we've got our Torchic, Teddy the Torchic going on. So I would say, honestly, for a little while when I was younger, Torchic was probably my favorite Pokemon, just because it was my first Pokemon. But as I've grown older, I've definitely find others that I enjoy more. But let me know just what's your favorite Pokemon if you've made it this far into the video. We're 15 minutes in, and I'm just now going to see May, so probably haven't made it this far in the video. But really, what I've been noticing, it's kind of sad, is just watching the videos that people are posting. You know, everybody knows scalpers. That's a big deal. With people going into the stores and just making trading cards, Pokemon cards, way less accessible to people that aren't reselling them, that are just collecting them, that are kids. We all know this problem. Seen videos online, I'm sure, but I think the root of that issue is not scalping itself. It's not the fact that you can make money doing it, even though I've heard it's really not that much money. So it's interesting that people put all that, time into embarrassing themselves just for not that much money. But we're not collecting these cards just for fun anymore. I've fallen victim to it when I think about what I have here is kind of my top hitters. Like, give a little sneak peek into that. I'm sure I'll do a video at some point, but like a lot of these, some of these are based on, I like Blastoise a lot, and that card art is really nice. This card art's really nice. Some of it's based on that, but I mean, my number one card is my number one card because it's worth, a lot of money. And so I've fallen victim to it. I'm not saying that I'm some sort of saint, but I want to be. I want to try and just collect for the heck of collecting. And so let's get into this May battle. But yeah, so I'm thinking through some future plans of, you know, what can I offer to the TCG community? How can my observations, and I'm sure everybody else has made these same observations. I'm not different. Just because I want to do things in a non-financial way, I know that there's other people that think the same as me. But and we're just gonna hit A over and over here. So honestly, I'm being inspired by one of my buddies. Sorry, my voice is. I'm being inspired by one of my buddies that I grew up with, and recently we made a trade, Pokemon card trade, and he gave me, you know, a card that I knew was worth some money, and so I wanted it. And this, you know, is another example of me falling victim to it, but I knew it was worth some money, and he didn't care about that. He gave me the card, and all he wanted was like 10 random common cards that were going to help him complete his binder that he wanted to collect the entire Pokédex with. And he, you know, he's close. He hasn't messed around with it in years, but he got close when he was younger, and that really is inspiring the kind of things that I'm thinking of the brainstorming that I'm doing. So we'll see. I've got I don't want to reveal too much, but if you want to put the pieces together from what I just told you about my friend to what I'm about to say, then I think you'll be able to put the pieces together. But I decided to order some of the 151 set, a set that is comprised of only Pokemon from the original 151 Pokédex. And so if you want to think about that for a sec, I'm sure you can put together what my goal is going to be. But I'm very excited about that, and excited to just rip open some packs with that goal in mind. And also just thinking through ways that I can open packs in an accessible way. And so kind of what I came to the conclusion on that is to open them in non-English packs, not open non-English packs. And so because those packs are a lot cheaper, they're a lot more accessible, and so I've ordered some, gonna order some more. And honestly, they're just more fun, because there's some Chinese packs that I'm ordering that are 25 cards in each pack, and so it's like, and there's like 3 or 4 spots for rare cards, and so I just think it's super interesting to open these fat packs, or on the contrary, a 5-card pack where you're getting a good ratio of rare cards to standard cards. And so I just find it really interesting, the different ways in which they print, the different ways in which they've decided to produce these cards, and so I'm excited to get into that. But yeah, we've done our battle with May here, and so I think I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you guys for watching and sticking around if you did. I know that this style of video is gonna be boring for some. I'm literally just playing the damn game, and I think that is a good thing, because it's gonna slow me down. That's really what I'm going for, is to slow me down. The way that the world has just kind of pushed us to speed things up. We don't have any patience anymore. I know a lot of people call it like TikTok attention spans, and so things like that are the things that I'm thinking through. Of I wanna try and show people that the way we did things before, yeah, they take a little bit of patience, but that's kind of part of the charm of it, and that's part of why I think these type of things had good impacts on us as we were growing up, because they took patience, you know, especially as a 5-6-year-old kid. You're playing these games and think about like grinding to level up your Pokemon at 5 or 6. It's like that. How did we have the patience for that? We can't even do that these days. We need the fast forward to get through that kind of thing, or we hack rare candies into the game. And so, you know, part of the charm is to do that work and see the reward. So that's kind of my goal with this series. So if you guys stick with it, then I really appreciate it. I know that it can get boring sometimes, but I also, you know, this is the type of video that I would put on in the background, or that I would fall asleep to. And so if you want to do that to my videos, that's okay too. In fact, I'd be totally cool with that. So we're gonna go ahead and close out this episode. In terms of when you can expect, wow, I was on there for an hour. Nah, that can't be right. I've only been recording for 27 minutes. How have I been on here for an hour? Well, that doesn't really make sense, but oh, I know why. Because I had to take that phone call. Where was I? Oh yeah, in terms of when you can expect these episodes to be posted, I'm thinking I can probably manage twice a week. Like I said earlier, I'm in college. I'm about to graduate, and so things are getting a little busy. But I wanna do this for fun. I want to do this to have something that I can put kind of my creativity into, and so I'm really excited about it. And I'm gonna do my best to be posting on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, at the very least. That's kind of the least. And then if I start posting about the trading card game, it's like I'm gonna post probably more. But we'll see. I'm still feeling it out. It's only my second video, so we'll just have to see. But I don't know if I already saved or not. I think I did, yeah, because I looked at the time. So we're gonna go ahead and close this out. So thank you guys for joining me for this first episode of this new journey.